So I mean, our diocese, we're dealing with this all things new is what they're calling it, and just the process of like transitioning from it's 130 some churches down to 48 or 40, something like that. I mean, so a drastic number, closing churches, consolidating parishes, those kinds of things. There are parishes or dioceses around the country that are further into this than we are. There have been, some of them are further along, some of them aren't as far along, but it is something that is true. I think looking back, I don't think it's just a priest shortage. I think it's a Catholic shortage. Um, and before we come on, you and I had talked about that. To me, I look at it as a ratio. When you don't have as many people coming, you're not going to have as many people that are choosing to discern the religious life. And when you don't have as many people to pick from, obviously there's going to be less that are coming out of that. But the other thing too is I think it goes back to like what we were talking about with the curriculum and us as Catholics being more authentic in our faith. And I think we need to be more authentic with how our faith is. And I think our society and as a whole has just gotten too busy. There's too many things going on. There's, the football game on, or I'd rather sit and do this, or, well, Fortnite or Minecraft or, just these other things that I feel more drawn to this or I get more out of this. But rather than just going to church, but I think, as and this is what I'm hoping with our faith formation program too, the authenticity coming out of it, developing a relationship with Christ and developing and having that longing to develop that relationship rather than just having a relationship. But I mean, so, and I pose this to the kids, in faith formation, and you know, I mean, I even can pose it to you. How do you have a relationship, whether it be with your best friend, whether it be with your wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, your kids, whoever it is, when you have, a best friend or a spouse or whatever the case is, how do you develop that relationship? That relationship just isn't formed overnight, just at the snap of a finger. That is something you have to work at. That's something, you communicate with each other, you develop, different things, you go through different things together. And that's the same thing I talk about with some of the kids, in youth ministry and faith formation and stuff like that. It's developing that faith and that relationship with Christ. And I think as Catholics, we've gotten away from that with how our faith has been. We haven't been good at helping each other and being there for each other to experience the faith, to call people back to the church, to help fill the pews. People are just kind of falling away, but we're just kind of letting them fall away.